All right. Heather did not read the book. Hey, Heather, what you doing? You didn't listen.
No.
You know how we said it couldn't get worse than the book we read last year? Me and you, we read? Yeah, well, it got worse.
Yeah, yeah, you're not missing much.
It got
That's for
worse.
damn sure.
Oh goodness. It was bad, man. I mean, I'm already spoiling our thoughts on the book. But we only have Heather here right now. I don't want to share it on Instagram. So Heather, what made you not read the book? Oh, there's Phoenix.
All I'll say is, Heather, if one of your complaints with First Comes Blood was that they're too mean, you're in for a treat with this one.
Could you even call what they did mean?
I mean, you could call some of it mean.
It's just downright cruel. Like the title literally
And not
hits
even
it.
yeah, not even like in a fun way. Not even cruel in a fun way. What a book to come back to your book club on. Your sound went out.
Like of all the things to come back to with the Taboo Book Club, this was not what I thought we were going to be getting.
We should have just gone with the other one.
What was the other one? I know we were trying to find one that was like half decent, and we picked this one.
I know there was like 2 options, and we were like, this one should be good. We were very, very wrong.
We were very, 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 very wrong. I don't know.
It was one step too close. An MC. The MC one.
What was the MC one? I think the MC. Oh, Bricks. I know which one you're talking about. I think we would have liked that one better.
I don't know if it's possible to like anything less than this. I mean, that's a lie, but
We both read R.I.P. by Charity B. So
yeah, that's why I said immediately that's a lie.
all right. If there's some people here, so you all let us know down in the comments what you thought about the book.
And if you finished it, I applaud you, because I'll just say right off the bat.
Oh yeah, and if you finished it.
Yeah. And if you didn't, how far in did you get?
Yeah, where at what point did you say enough was enough?
I think mine was page 3. That's not when I stopped, but at page 3 I was like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Don't let Tamika pick books because her taste is trash. That's what Heather says, actually.
I would usually disagree, but
to be fair, we hadn't read this one, so
yeah. But it kind of has like all of the things that I would usually like. Yeah, it's just don't even like consider it. Never think of this book again after this meeting, because I
never.
certainly will not.
I will think of it again when I film my worst of the books year. Worst
Yeah.
of books year. What? Worst of the year list next year. Oh my god, they're words.
I didn't finish it, but and I don't usually do DNFs, but I'm certainly going to mention this book.
I include DNFs if I get to a certain point. Thank you, Heather. I know. I own it at this point. All right. Well, I guess we could talk about how we felt about it since Heather didn't read it. She's the only one commenting right now.
All right, so I guess I'll start because I read the least amount of the book.
You did.
So I read 110 pages, and I started it before Tamika did, and I got to page 3, and I was like, "Tamika, this is not it," and I, proceeded to feel that way for the remainder of the book. There wasn't a single part of the book that I was like, "Okay, this is getting better." It, like, actually got worse, and I stopped after the first assault scene, like 110 pages or whatever, the
Oh,
morning after she wakes up.
this is not going to be monetized, so we can say it was the rape scene.
Yeah. It was the most, like, convoluted mess that I think I've read in a while. R.I.P. by Charity B is arguably one of the worst books that I've ever read, but at least the plot, like, went together. Granted, there really wasn't any plot aside from incest, but it, like, it was cohesive and it made sense. This one was just the most jumbled, disorganized mess. I couldn't comprehend what was happening. Like, what lost it for me is on page 90, her mother was like, "I'm gonna come over and let's have a pot of coffee. Oh, by the way, I'm dying of cancer. I'm married to this guy." He has 3 sons that you've never met, even though you've known him since you were 7, and we're gonna have dinner with him. And then she goes and makes out with a bunch of dudes at a party, calls it cheating, and then the next day they assault her. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they call her greedy and tell her that her mom, who's been with their dad for like 10 years at this point, plus 10 plus years, is just greedy.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Heather. I'm no longer doing this. We're only doing books that I've read at this point. It's the only way it's going to be okay. Yeah, I should have. So here's the thing. I should have listened to you when you told me just no. Like, just no, just don't do it. But because you told me no, I had to be like, no, Ashley, I have to do it now. So I get past the first assault scene, and I think it can't get worse from here. And so everyone knows, if you've not read the book, we will be spoiling it from this point on, because there's no way I'm going to be able to talk about any of this without just spoiling the entire thing. So my favorite part, we won't get there yet. We'll talk about our favorite parts here in a minute. But it was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever read in my entire life. And I don't understand how or why the author thought it was a good idea and who the target readership for this is. Not because I can't handle non-con. Surprisingly, the non-con scenes are not what killed this for me. Because, like, I can read something with just straight non-con, like rape, assault on page, and it doesn't bother me. Like, that sounds bad. It's not that it doesn't bother me. I can handle it for the sake of the story if there's a point.
Right.
There was no point to it. And, like, none of the stuff that happened made sense. Like, it just felt like she just wrote shit for the sake of writing shit, so her KU page count was higher.
Yeah. I also feel like the whole bully aspect, like, it was the most ridiculous reason for bullying ever. And it like, you couldn't come we've seen some ridiculous reasons, like, the bully romance genre is not new to ridiculous reasons for bullying. It's always immature and outlandish, but this one was, like, one page to the next. Like, one page, they were like, "Oh, shit, she's our stepsister now," and then the next page, they're like, "We're gonna kill this bitch." I'm like, "What?" And they just made all of these, like, wild assumptions, and, yeah, I can read it as well if it's, like, if it's there to if it's there for a reason, or if it's there for something that makes sense,
Yeah.
and it's going to eventually bring the couple, like, to I don't want to say a higher plane because it sounds dumb, but like to a different point, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like this just I was like, what why is this happening? It was like it was this is something that I said when I read Hunting Adeline. I was like, it's dark for the sake of being dark, so
Mhm.
that she can or that people who've read it can talk about it and say, "Hey, this is like the craziest thing I've ever read," and people will hype it up without it actually like being anything.
Yeah. Hi, Charles. Listen, you're not missing much.
Mm-mm.
Don't read it.
No.
So, yeah, same here. I can read it too. It's I don't know. It was just I say this because I say this about Credence too. It's like it's sake for the sake of having the dark title. Um, and like I don't want to say that like dark romance readers aren't picky because there's picky dark romance readers, but I think some dark romance readers read for the shock value and like for how dark it can be, and I think that's who she's targeting with these.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm mad at TikTok as well. I have my own thoughts about TikTok. I avoid the platform altogether myself. But I think that it's not conducive to genuinely talking about a book. So it hypes up things that are can be very triggering for people without telling them that it can be triggering. And so people don't really know what they're going into.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that I don't I wanna talk about my favorite part about this book, so, do you have a favorite part, Ashley, that you would like to talk about? 'Cause I really wanna talk about my favorite part.
My favorite part is the part where she's, um, standing in the street after being a goody two shoes, coming from the library in her pleated skirt and pigtails, and and she sees a guy crash his motorcycle into a tree, and she starts violently shaking him.
And the
That's
brother regains enough consciousness to be like, "Hey, call my brother."
yes. Yeah.
So I have 2 favorite parts. The first favorite part is, that within the first, like, 3 pages, after shaking said guy very violently on the street, the guy knows who she is and knows the nickname she prefers, and all of the brothers do. I think that's really good. But my favorite part is when she describes her outfit for this party, um, as wannabe goth girl, and then she proceeds to go on a stage where one of the brothers, after just fucking the other 2 brothers, decides he's going to call her a home or a gold digging whore. I think that's the exact words, and then spill pig's blood on her like the movie scene in Carrie. That was my favorite scene.
So maybe this is just like a horror, and all along we've thought that it wasn't. But a
I
bad
also
horror. Like a horror
Yeah,
that she was like, I'm just gonna copy the things that I've already seen.
yeah. I also really liked the use of, the heroes finishing inside her constantly and only seeing a morning after pill used one time.
Yeah. I also don't think that people know what smut is, so that's a topic
I
for another time, but yeah.
I mean, I agree with that statement. I think I'm one of the people who don't know what smut is. Hi, Shay. I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. Yep.
And then oh, I forgot to mention, and then as soon as his brothers show up, they're like, "We have to get the bike out of here." And then all of them are still there, and when the cops come, like, the bike is never mentioned. Like, the bike didn't go anywhere, but it's just, like, not even they, like, make it this big deal about him getting the bike to the shop and all that kinda stuff, and it just, like, is not there anymore. Yeah.
It was very convoluted. Like,
Yeah.
it really felt like this author was like, "I'm just gonna slap a bunch of stuff on this page, and I'm not letting anybody edit it, and, like, we'll just see what happens."
I think she wrote it page by page, I'm convinced. And she didn't read any of the previous pages after she was done with them. She just, like,
Yes.
woke up and was like, "Okay, this is, like, the weird shit that I thought of today." Um,
Shay, I love you. Listen, this book was so bad, I'm so glad you didn't read it.
yeah, don't read it.
You, Shay, oh my gosh.
The PSA of this video is don't read it.
I'm gonna change the title, PSA, don't read this book. That's what I'll change the title of this to.
So nobody in chat finished the book. I wanna know what the ending was.
I
I
do
don't
too,
think it
let's go find the Google. I'm pulling up the reviews,
okay.
and we'll find out together what the ending was.
I mean, it's a is it a duet?
It's a duet, so you know there's a cliffhanger.
Oh, for sure.
Of course.
If you think that repeated rape scenes are steamy, then, yes.
Yeah, so every sex scene in this until, like, right before she has the pig's blood thrown on her are all non-con. And that's, like I think there was, like, 4. Like, either it was I think it was, like, 4 or 5.
What a way to celebrate her finally consenting than pouring pig's blood on her.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so, the scene right before she has her pig's blood thrown on her, she's having sex with 2 of the so they're triplets, but 2 of them are twins. Very specific. Um, and
I
and
read
she's
that I had to read that sentence a couple times. I was like, "Wait, what?"
yeah, I was like, "Okay." Anyway, yes, just like Carrie.
Exactly like
Just
Carrie.
like, literally, they then said in the book, "They pulled a Carrie on me."
Like, she watched the Carrie movie that day and was like, I know this doesn't fit in with my story. I haven't read any of the previous pages that I wrote, so I'm just gonna put this Carrie
But
scene
but
in."
I need this scene right here, right now. The content warning at the beginning of this is, "This book has dark triggers. If you're a sensitive reader, proceed with caution or don't pick it up," something like that.
I think the Goodreads description has non-con in there. I think it's dubbed non. That is a very good question. I'm convinced that it's dummy accounts, that it's actually the author. She's just making dummy accounts and leaving reviews, 4-star reviews or 5
We
stars.
I don't know. I'm with you because I don't know. I'm looking at the reviews right now to see if we can find what it says.
Yeah, 2 of them are identical, and then the third is fraternal, but the way she describes it is like
Very
you're
confusing.
yes, it's like she's trying to play chess and you're at checkers. That's what it feels like.
Also, can we please talk about how weird the 2 twins were? Like, they were oddly obsessed with each other. Look, you didn't
Yes.
get as far as I did, so you didn't know that these 2 still shared a bedroom at, like, 23 years old and, like, refused to not sleep in the same bedroom together?
I there was the scene where she's, like, cheating on them. Yeah,
Yeah, together while
and
they're in front of each other.
yes, and she's, like, swapping spit between the 3 of them, and I'm like, "That's one brother's," yeah. Yep, in one mouth in okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yup. Yeah, I think I also, like did you get to the scene where they are, where she goes to sleep so, I don't know if you know this or not, but in the Discord, we had someone talk about somnophilia and ask for somnophilia Rex. The oldest, dude, like, the oldest one also is into somnophilia, which is the sleeping beauty kink, so if you don't know what that is, it's like they are turned on by unconscious bodies or people sleeping. So, while he gives her sleeping pills, um, like, he gives her a sleeping pill and knocks her the fuck out, and is so turned on by her being asleep, thinking about how he could take advantage of her, that he just comes all over and
Yep,
leaves it all over.
and she wakes up in the morning and is like, "What is this sticky stuff?"
Mhm.
But if you are looking for that kind of wreck, do not read this book.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find what happens at the end of the book. I'm looking for the reviews right now, and, like, I don't understand how there are so few one-star reviews because this was just not good.
I don't want to open the book and read the last, like, couple pages, but I want to know.
Yeah, I also am just like, I can't. I wanna know so I we know that the mom mentions that she's, like, dying from cancer randomly in the book, and I love that this girl was just like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna look up this dude my mom's dating, and I'm never gonna look into him because, you know, as a 14, 15-year-old, I'm gonna definitely respect my parents' privacy, because I definitely was not, you know, a teenager when my dad was dating again, and I definitely didn't look the women up, like, definitely didn't. Like, who doesn't look up the person your parents dating? That is, like, very
Also,
weird to
she
me.
was like, "I never questioned the fact that he mentioned that he had 3 sons, but I never met them." And he came into her life when she was 7,
Yeah.
and she never questioned anything. I think the twist is gonna be about what he does. Because
To the
remember
mom?
no, like, what the dad does, because remember in the very beginning when she's asking like, they pull up to his mansion, and she asks her mom, like, "What does he do?" And the mom's like, "I don't care, I don't know." I think the twist is gonna be something about what they do, unless that was already discussed.
I don't think so. Something about their company, they have, like, stocks or something, but I don't know, I was really hoping that the twist would be something stupid, like, the twins are actually, Eva's children, and they were in love, and they had to keep it all a secret, and she's actually fucking her brothers this whole time. I was hoping
Ye
it was gonna be something really stupid like that because just
It would
at
make
this
sense.
point.
It would make sense.
I mean, honestly, anything makes sense with this story at this point. Okay, we've got one that says spoilers ahead. Let me look at it. Just kidding, they don't tell you anything that actually happens. Well, Shay, I
That's what I
I
was
would
thinking.
I would love to know the answer, but I could not force I made it 72% through it. I got very far.
I was thinking the same thing.
Someone found a review. I'm so excited to see what it says. Oh, someone called this a poorly written ripoff of Lords of Pain.
Oh, good god. Remember how you said they were always taking pictures and stuff of her?
Yep,
That is so dumb.
that's not a good ending.
No. No.
That's such a bad ending. I would've
You
been pissed if I read all that.
you had so much wild stuff that, like, a leaked sex tape is not on the
Like
same level. You
like, out
you
of
had
all the things.
you had her on, like, page 50 being assaulted. I don't think you can then be like, "Okay, well, the plot twist is that her sex tape got leaked."
Like, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, can we just talk about so there's this you know how in the beginning they're like, "This dude, you fucked with my bike, and, like, that's why I wrecked."
Yes,
Okay, so they figure out who it is,
right.
and, this guy is, like, in classes with Mila, and or Mila or whatever her name is, and, she ends up going home with him after she has pig's blood poured all over her because, you know, she wants to leave. She doesn't wanna be anywhere near these people. And to be fair, only the elder brother was in on this. This was the other brothers didn't know about it. I mean, I mean, they raped her and it was fine, but pouring pig's blood on her. That was
Too
really
much.
that was just uncalled
That's
for,
it's
you know?
over the yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's over the top, honestly.
yeah. Like, that's it. Oh. We get to the part of the book where they go get her from this dude's house, and they're just like, "We know you're the one that fucked up the bike," and the guy's like, "How'd you know?" And it was like nothing happened. It was like a lead up of nothing. They're like, "If you just let us take her home, we won't tell anybody."
What? It's almost like she was like before she submitted it, she was like, "Okay, well, I haven't read this previously, but I need to go back and read what I wrote so far." And then she read it and was like, "Oh shit."
I gotta bring this plot point back.
I was supposed to do something with this. Thanks.
As someone who has also read Lords of Wrath, this I see it, yes, but this was way worse. I at least could finish that one.
Which is that there's like a couple that are like floating around right now that have very similar like covers and font. Is
Let
that
me
the
make
reverse harem that's like
this one is the okay, never mind. I didn't finish Lords of Wrath. I finished the first one, Lords of Pain. That's the second book.
yes, that one, that one, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Lords of Pain. I hated Lords of Wrath because it was fucking stupid. I couldn't even finish it because it was just like pointless and it had plot points I didn't care about. But yeah, it just does anyone have any thoughts on this book at this point? Because I am fresh out.
I think we should read the sequel.
I think that we couldn't even get through the first book.
I couldn't even get through 50% of the first book.
Okay, that's the assignment. Everyone, can you please go read the book and let us know what happened? Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Read the first and second one.
I don't understand what this author was thinking when she was like, "Yes, this is it."
Does she have other stuff?
Sorry, I'm still getting over COVID. I'm going to look right now.
I would be so interested to see, because these are the type of authors that have like a book out every month, and then you go look at their backlist and it's like 50,000 books.
Yeah, she's got a lot. Hold on. Let's see here. She has 21 books on Goodreads. Let me see how many she's got on Amazon. Okay, give me 1 minute, Shay. Oh, I don't know where my phone went. Okay, so she has. Should I share my screen? I feel like I should just share my screen. We can all look together. Hello. It said it doesn't want to show us. Hold on. Apparently, this author's backlist is so bad that it won't show us the backlist.
Your computer doesn't even want you to try.
Okay, here we go. So here's the books. We'll look by publication date. Oh God, try not to show y'all my address. So the last one she published was in December. So it looks like she's got like every couple months. She's not every month, but she's close. So that's honestly shocking to me because I feel like she writes like so bad that it should. She's one of the people who would put out like a book a month.
And it's a bunch of different genres too.
Yeah, they're all over the place. What's her bio say? I like that she works for as a 24/7 butler for her cats. That was pretty good. I like that. I love you, Shay. Okay. I don't understand. Shay just sent me a picture of a manga and there's titties on the page. That's what she wanted me to look at, just so y'all know.
Oh, well, that's better than this, so.
It's definitely better than this.
Speaking of, I need to I need to watch your video of the
The
one you just
manga.
came out with, because I need some more. My problem is I don't tend to reach for manga unless I, like, physically have them,
Okay.
and they're expensive.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So I try to be a little more lenient with authors who write that much because I mean, I know how hard it is, so I get it, but also as an indie, that's pretty much the only way that you're gonna get off the ground unless it's gonna take you years. Like, and that's the fastest way you're gonna do it. So like I
Right.
get it. But also if it's trash, you know?
Right.
Yeah, like I get it. But if it's trash, it's trash.
But you also have authors that do the exact same thing, and their work is, like, you can tell that they the effort is there. Like,
Mhm.
you have authors that'll put out a book every 2 months, every 3 months. Brianna Hale/Jaleel Vinson is a perfect example,
Mhm. And she is
and
fantastic.
the quality is there, and I don't know, it just feels a little bit like.
I will say Megan Quinn, like, is a perfect I know she's full time, but she's a perfect example. She puts a book out every month.
I haven't read anything by Megan Quinn.
Listen, I love Megan Quinn. She is a queer woman, and it makes me really sad that she doesn't write female books, but she writes like male female books. But she writes some of the best books. Like
I
I love her.
Isn't she, like, predominantly sports?
Yeah,
I'm not a sports I don't like sports romances.
I want to. I'll try to find you a Megan Quinn that isn't sports. But my favorite by her is a sports romance.
Yeah, I don't I haven't found any that I like. I mean, I found a couple that were, like, passable, but the majority of them it was the ones that I enjoyed were ones that were, like, very low sports
Hmm.
involvement.
Yeah, I just it makes me so sad because like there are authors that can do it. You know, they do lots of books and like they do it well, and then some are just like,
And
nope.
yeah, and I mean, that is to say also that if the Goodreads reviews are to be believed, people are enjoying this. Maybe that's just not us.
Um, I don't know who's enjoying it, but you're right. I agree with you.
I mean, Charity B has some 5 stars, so
I am still trying to figure that one out.
I mean, I don't know.
If anyone can explain to me how Charity B has 5 stars, that's a great question. I'd like to know the answer.
If you were just to categorize it as horror,
Yes.
it would be like a 2.5 because her writing isn't that good. But
Honestly,
if you're trying to tell me it's like erotica or romance, no. No, 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 no.
I th- so I will say that the Skeleton King got me out of a reading slump because it was so bad that I just couldn't put it down. So like I gave it 3 stars originally. Does it need 3 stars? No, but it's not the point. And Heather, yes, she's talking about how there are indies that write a book a month and their books aren't trash. There are a ton of indies that don't have like trashy books that come out once a month,
Right.
but like some of them, this is like a case of like this is when I would definitely you can see it. Like,
Yes.
everything about it feels rushed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It almost it almost feels like an outline.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling too. Like, it almost feels like a really fleshed out outline that, like, doesn't make any damn sense at all.
Yeah. It's almost like she wrote out all the scenes for, like, the outline or, like, just to get a vision of what the story was gonna be, and then publish it without actually trying to make it, like, a cohesive story.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. Do you have any, stepbrother romance recs?
Me?
Mhm.
Not off the top of my head. You can go and then I will look through my Goodreads.
So I liked I think it's called Picture Perfect. It is a novella, and it is, like, it's not good. Like, I'll be the first person to tell you, like, it's not good, but it's just interesting enough that, like, I recommend checking it out because it's just a fun time. It's literally about a stepbrother and stepsister who, um, end up going to this modeling shoot together because she's a model and he is very protective and he doesn't want her to go to this alone. So he gets roped into, like, doing the modeling shoot with her, and the modeling shoot is for a Kama Sutra book,
Mhm.
and they have to model the positions.
Hmm. You said it's
It's
a
really
novella.
interesting.
You said it's a
Yeah,
novella?
it's if I can get it to pull up, I'll tell you who it's by.
I think the last stepbrother I read was I have to find it. I didn't give it a very good rating.
I put it in the chat.
I would have to see the cover. I don't think I've ever seen that. Um,
This is the book.
yeah, I haven't heard of that. You said
It's
it's
just
not good though?
I have the audio. If you want it, you can log into my Amazon and you can get it.
Okay. Yeah, the
It
last go ahead.
it's fun.
The last one that I read was Tell Me Pretty Lies by Charlie Rose.
Oh, I wanna read that one.
I don't have a good history with her. This was
Mm.
my first one. I gave it 2 stars, and then I also read her other really popular one, Misbehaved, and I don't think I finished it. Yeah, I didn't finish that one. So, I couldn't even tell you the plot of Tell Me Pretty Lies. Like, I was writing the review, like, a day later and was like, "No idea. No idea what this was about." Yeah, I just don't really read that much of that trope.
I like the trope. I don't read a lot of it either, though. Not a ton of it anyway. Well, do you all want to guess what the next trope is? This is always my favorite part of the live shows when we guess the next book.
Is it gonna be a book you've read or a book you haven't read?
It is a book I've read.
I don't know.
Okay. Does anyone have any guesses in the chat for the trope? I'll just go ahead and tell you who the co-host is. So the co-host is Megan from This Past Romance. So
Oh, hold on. I remember you saying something about maybe it was to her or something about you were gonna have her read a book. And I cannot remember what the book was.
This is a book we've both read. So, like, this is a, like, it's a trope you wouldn't think Megan would like.
Monster?
No. But that is a good one. I'm adding that to the list.
What?
Fight me, Heather.
Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it by Miss Pen Name? No.
No. No, it's by a very beloved author that everyone loves. That I don't have to force down everyone's throat. She does have a monster romance coming out this year.
Like this next month?
I don't know when it comes out, but it is this year.
I have no idea. I vaguely remember you saying something about it, and I was
Okay.
like,
Well, it is not female. I wish it was. May would kill me.
I was thinking Katie Robert too. That's why I
Yeah.
was like, next month?
Yeah, it's Katie Robert.
It is?
Uh-huh. Dad's best friend.
Is part of her Touch of Taboo series?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. That was a good. That's
too.
a good one.
Yep.
I was gonna say Katie Robert as well. That's why I was like, March, because people are starting to get their arcs or her Patreon or whatever for her monster romance.
Yep. So we're reading My Dad's Best Friend by Katie Robert, and I'm so excited about it.
It's a good one. My favorite's still Your Dad Will Do, but
I do like Your Dad Will Do. My favorite is her Wicked Villain series. Heather, listen, you think all my reading taste is trash, so I doubt you'll finish it. I will say, though, Izzy has the audiobook, and I'm still in her audiobook to listen to it.
Yeah, I listened to the audiobook on Scribd, I think. It's like a couple of hours. It's not very long.
I know that Izzy has her login to, like, go look at she also has the last book in the Queen Takes Rose, or the last book in the Wicked Villain series, and she can listen at 3 times speed. And I'm like, thank you. That's what I want. And I can only listen at 2 times speed on Apple. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, me too.
You have read a lot of terrible books for me, and I love you. Hey, listen, you get a keychain. I literally shipped it out today, and you get yours faster than most people. Only 2 people are getting theirs on Monday, and you're one of them. Ashley, you get yours on Tuesday.
Yay.
So. Well, do we have any closing thoughts on oh no, Carrie! Carrie!
You are late.
I'm so sad that you're late. We literally just bitched about this book. Carrie, did you end up finishing it? Because I need to know.
Yes, please tell us the ending. Like how it went down.
I need to know how it went down. I need to know what happened and full walk through thoughts on it. No, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it sucked real bad. Real bad.
It was bad.
It was real bad. Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't done Vibe yet.
You couldn't even finish Vibe.
Okay, but you love it.
I do love Vibe. Oh man, Carrie got 36 and trashed it.
Yeah, you got a little bit further than me, I think.
I got 70 some.
I could not do it. I think I heard about her saying something about Medusa. Didn't she?
I'm very into that. Yes, please.
Yeah. Is that part of her, like, Neon Gods thing? Series or whatever? Which one?
Which
one?
turn, Carrie? Which rape scene? Which plot twist? Okay, so I definitely have to read the Young Gods then, because I'm not ready yet.
I haven't read the second one yet.
I want to. I just haven't prioritized it yet. Okay,
Monday?
Cool. So I know what I'm doing on Monday. Do I need to read the other books?
She just came out with the second one like 3 weeks ago, didn't she?
Do I need to read the other books? Is my question.
Probably.
I should probably read them just in case.
I'm wondering when she's gonna. Oh yeah, you made it like this. That's about the same part that after that initial assault scene, I was like, I'm done with this book. I wonder when because isn't her Neon God series connected to her Sabine Valley series? Because I remember reading the second book in the Sabine Valley and they mention.
I thought it was connected to the Wicked Villains.
I don't know. Yeah. I've read Persephone and Hades.
All right, so this is going to be the next book club pick for members, Carrie. We'll read it together. That way we can read the book.
It seems either people really love it or don't like it at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I've not heard bad things about it though, like overall.
I saw a video, it was like a reel, and it was like the worst book that Book Talk got you to read, and it was Neon Gods. I was like, ooh.
Fair.
It's kind of hard to believe because I'm sure that TikTok hypes up way worse books than this.
Well, I did read Credence partly because of TikTok. I love you, Ashley. You know I was giving you a hard time.
I wish I could go back to the day that you decided to read that book and take it from you so that you could stop. It makes me so sad because you were like, you read Punk 57. I'm like, yes. And then you read Credence and you were sad, and it made me sad because I love Penelope Douglas.
I like Penelope Douglas. I just don't like Credence. Let's hope that I like Tristic's Venom.
I started it like briefly, but I'm very concerned.
Okay.
Okay.
No, stop that.
I'll let you answer that question.
My answer is yes. Ashley's answer is no. I hated it.
My answer is that it's very, very good, in my opinion, until like the 70% mark. And then if you enjoy the twist at the 70% mark, then you will enjoy the rest of the book. And if you don't, then you aren't going to like the rest of the book. But I really like the first part. So
I found our main character annoying, and I felt like half of what happened in it didn't make any sense, and a lot of it was just trauma for the sake of trauma. But I mean, that is just me though.
Yeah.
So
we'll just meet at Punk 57 and call it a day.
Listen, I love Punk 57. I gave that one a 5-star.
Yeah, when I read it, I think it was like the first couple of months that I started BookTube back in like 2020 or something like that. And it was one of the first books that I read like adult romancy, and I was just obsessed. I loved it so much. And then when I saw you were reading it, I was like, I really hope she likes it.
I love Punk 57 though. Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us and you know, bullshitting with us because God knows we didn't talk about this book most of the time. Oh, you can see Dallas stretching out and Phoenix over here chilling.
No. How do
Yeah,
they like the cat?
oh, they love the cat. It's hilarious. Phoenix lets the cat nurse off her. It's Phoenix has never had puppies. She's over here like, you may nurse on me. It's fine.
Oh,
She's a good baby.
cutie.
All right. Well, thank you all for showing up. I don't know when the next live will be. It'll probably be at the end of April. I have to ask Megan when she's free. So I'll post the actual day in the Discord, and then I'll have it posted here so you all will see it. But yeah, you all get to know early, and then I'll reveal it for everybody else on Sunday. So I'm excited for a good book. I'm sorry, Ashley. Every book we read together is not good sometimes.
It's okay. I forgive you.
You forgive me because of Lilith, right?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Specifically Rush.
Yes.
I like
That's the one.
That's it. You got a free pass after that one. I was like, you could have me read the worst possible book, which you did.
I told you not to read it.
Hey, and then we're even because I told you not to read this and you continued.
I did continue.
So we're even.
Church, baby, do you need to don't bite my chin. All right. Well, Church said he needs to snuggle. Apparently, I've never had a cat before, so he's like blowing my mind. Like I don't know how cats work. I've been told he acts more like a dog than a cat.
I have one snuggler, which is Bane, and then Gotham is like a raging bitch. If you look at her wrong for more than 2 seconds, she'll hiss at you. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, me, Church, and Ashley, and then all the other animals, because God knows between the two of us we have a zoo. We'll chat with you back in the Discord. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.